Hello and welcome to episode 59 of the Talking Wednesday podcast. We hope this episode finds you well as always. I am Dexterity Box, joined as always by PunkChef41. So we'll use the screen names forever. Why not?
Yeah,
why not? You guys in the community know who we are. We might as well screen name it because it is still a YouTube product pretty much. But as always, I hope wherever this episode is landing is some good sound to your ears this week. Oh god, I'm starting fresh on it, mate. I'm starting fresh. We've slightly changed it. We delayed podcast half an hour, so I flipped my schedule around. Yeah. And it's resulted in me being absolutely knackered by this point. But I'm gonna get energy as we go through because I'm still sort of like vibing.
You got that pumped adrenaline rush.
Yeah, because usually, as you've been hearing, because we can't stop talking about it at the minute because lifestyle change.
The thing is, what I love, it got into the Discord group now, and I said we might need to put a thread up that is weight loss for everyone's help for motivation.
Yeah, no, exactly. You need that though. You need people who just keep your arse in gear because COVID really slowed me down. So like, I still want to exercise at least. I'm building it back up because I'm knackered, mate. Like I've ruined myself cardio wise, and I've never been great at cardio anyway. But like, I'm really having to build it up. But I always do my cardio session on a Monday, and I'm in a deficit, as you guys might know if you've been listening. So I am losing weight every week. And because you said, we need to do the podcast a bit later, I was like, well, that screws everything up because I do quite a lot on Monday nights, and that extra half hour is a pain in the arse. So I flip my exercise before the podcast, because obviously I've got long hair and stuff. I need to get a shower and everything, which is why I've got a hat on. My entire mop is in this hat right now as it's drying because because it was a case of just exercise, get in the shower, and then come and do this, yeah. But hopefully, it will have a bit more energy as we go through. But I am in that stage of I haven't had my meal yet, so I might rip your head off at some point. We might get to that stage.
The two stages here: the fit and healthy one, and the cripple here.
I'm not fit nor healthy, mate, but I'm not quite crippled. So, I mean,
I don't know. That fits the stereotype. I've got the hat. I've got the thing. All I need is a whippet.
Yeah, pretty much. I like your cane. Jake held a cane for the audio listeners there.
Yes.
But yeah, how's your week been, mate?
Relying on a cane to walk about at a minute. Balance is just knackered. It's not been too bad. It's been okay. I've got a lot of things done, planning a lot of things behind the scenes with the house and everything else, and just trying to find where I can do different stuff to the channel and improve it a little bit more. I'm always trying to improve it and not be static, because I think come next season I want to try and improve it a bit more each time. Yeah. Like every end of season, I go through all my videos and find out what I could have done better, what could have been done here. I want to try and incorporate some more like scenes into
when I record. Plans.
No, I'm not saying what I'm saying. What I want to do, it get nicked because we've had that happen before.
Nicked before.
Yeah. But I've got things that I want to do and improve. So I'm getting to it. It's that end of the season where you start looking at where you can improve it. Because I think we've only got like 11 or so games left till the end of the season.
Yeah, well, I've been thinking of a content plan for summer, and I reckon we need a bit of a break over summer. So I think we'll do some proper in-depth episode, long ones, but we'll probably film them all in the space of a couple of days, and then every couple of weeks check in with a normal podcast, but then have like an hour or so to tack on the end of it. So we just meet for half an hour, talk about all the news and speculative transfers over the summer,
and maybe get a community special in there.
Yeah, that sort of thing. I think that would be nice just to have a bit of a break. I've got loads going off over the summer as well, so like socially as well. So it will. I think we might even play a couple of gigs. I'm not sure.
You're still not sure what you're doing with that?
Well, no, because I've not played the EP yet. We've not.
You haven't, have you?
We've not played the EP live. I don't currently have a bassist. I know a drummer. It will come out. It's just me and a guitarist at the minute, to be honest, mate. Because everyone. Well, it's been what 2 years. People go and do stuff. We're all adults now. it's one of those where...
Welcome to adulthood, where your free time is none.
Yeah, so I'm thinking of doing track, because it's a lot of synth stuff. It'll be track-based synth stuff, that sort of thing. But yeah, we're looking at stuff, but I'll be winding down my weekend work in summer. I'm not doing it. I'm only doing a week in summer. So I'll have more of my own project stuff coming in, and
that'd be good.
So
what's your week been like?
Full on, very full on this week. A lot to do. I'm building up to some end of month work that has been sort of like full on this week, because it's a building process until the end of the month. So it's just busy work like that. There's a reason there's been no videos on my channel for the last month. It's been mental. It's been
He's been busy.
That's the good thing about the podcast, because you remember I used to just disappear.
Yep.
It's because I didn't have time to do that. But with the podcast, I'm sort of like, oh no, I kind of feel like I have to do it every week, even though, and then I really enjoy it, so it's great.
Yeah.
But I've said to myself, I want to do it, so we come in and do this. But in terms of other videos, I might try and sit down and do some Wednesday career mode stuff, because I know there's people that go, I really, really want it, and it's a great place, and it is. I'm looking around me now and go, I cleaned this office last week, and it's now an absolute tip again.
Wait, what? You cleaned that?
Hang on, right? Because Jake can see a different angle to everybody else, right? So he can see the bedlam behind me. That's a box, is it not?
Yes.
That's another box, is it not?
Yes.
All the things are in the box. The box just needs to leave the room, but I don't want it needs to fully fill up before it leaves the room, right? And then more pop vinyls can come in.
You just want to open your wallet to be wall-to-wall pop vinyls and go like, I'm home.
We were looking the other day, and me and Soph were like, oh no. Because we only started like buying them in lockdown. And like, I don't know if I can do this without unplugging my Mac, so I'm going to have to be really careful here, but oh no, you can't. I can't get you up there, Jake. I can't even get everybody else up there. But like, to the ceiling behind me.
Take a picture on your phone.
I can do that. Actually, that's something I can do indeed. Hang on.
This is where all the money gone. There'll be worth something eventually. Actually, there's probably some that are worth some now.
So, I'll show you this, and then I'll see if I can get it to the camera. So, that's behind my head, and this is me after cleaning it, and that's stacked forwards as well.
Right. So what episode are we?
Maybe I won't show the camera, because then I'll.
What episodes are we calling myself where it all comes down on you mid-episode?
You are.
What episode are we calling where it all comes down on you mid-episode? It just raining pop vinyls.
I mean, I'd welcome it at some points, just like sweet death by children's cardboard and plastic. Actually, they're not toys, they're collectibles. They're not toys, they're collectibles.
One way to get the podcast going viral. Man cut to death by the pop vinyl collection.
Yeah, I don't like the idea of going viral, though.
Nah.
It's like...
Too like hard pressure to go viral again.
I remember when the Bruce thing happened, I got reached out to by a lot of people to clip my video, and which is the right way to do it, by the way, rather than stealing content, because I did say yes. They said it was the football Bible, so it was like 3 million whatever at the time they had.
Yeah.
And they were like, can we clip it and put it on there? And I was like, I had 700 subs. I was like,
you were like, yeah,
all right, sure. And then I forgot that. Oh no! If people don't know you, this is what made me really community focused with this. There was no comments really about it. There's random comments just about your appearance, all of that sort of stuff. Like there was the long hair comments. There was all that sort of stuff, and I was just like, oh yeah, because this is what happens when it's out of your.
Control.
Not control, so to speak, because again, people can say what they want. If they're an arse to me, I'll allow it a couple of times, and then they can sod off, because if they're being vindictive. But I just mean in terms of outside of the community you're trying to build, when you push it out of there, which is why I'm so hesitant with Twitter, because I've had it on Facebook. I never checked the Facebook, right, but I went on Dexterity Box's Facebook the other day, and people were sending me abuse, and I was like. What is your issue? Just get a life, man.
Yeah, it's like it's that whole thing. It's like, yeah, we put ourselves out there on the internet to say our opinion because we want to say our opinion, but at the same time, you don't have to agree with it, and if you don't like watching it, go past it.
Yeah.
There's the way they're doing it where you don't become an arse.
I will say this: somebody was calling me a weirdo, and then I looked at his profile picture, and it was like full on like. Shrek's had better days. Let's just say that.
Shall we do the housekeeping?
Shall we? Yeah.
Housekeeping.
There's none.
No, there's none.
There's no Dexterity Watch. There's no
God,
reviews.
no! This is the.
You can leave us a nice review, please. Podchaser, Apple Podcasts, Spotify 5-star. Do all of that. You can also support the channel, youtube.com/dexteritybox. Go to one of the videos, click join, or that actually, I think there's a join button at youtube.com/dexteritybox. So click join, you can support us there. What were you going to say, buddy?
I see we've been shouted at in the random topic.
Oh, yeah, we've been told off. So Soph this time went, the topic that Soph brought, because no random topic again this week, went, if you were a biscuit, what kind would you be and why? And underneath it says, and actually answer the question this time. which is fair enough.
Yeah, I'd be a chocolate bourbon.
Chocolate, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd be a chocolate bourbon because everyone loves chocolate.
Can you not say chocolate?
No, you don't learn this shit.
Yeah. Carry on.
Yeah, I'd be a chocolate bourbon, and because everyone likes them, they really do, let's be honest. You don't get dunked in tea a lot if you're a chocolate bourbon. And soggy biscuits.
You still get
not
eaten,
nice.
mate.
Yeah.
Please tell me you know of the game.
I do.
Yeah. Enough said. Who plays that, man? Like, I swear that's just something that people said in school, and I hope nobody actually played. If you did, Discord, but in one of the threads, in one of the private threads, please.
Yeah, that'd be basically what I'd be. What about you?
See, I really like ginger nuts, but I wouldn't be a ginger nut. I know a few people who'd be wafers. We're
not about other people, and about you. I can see why Sophie put actually answer the question this time.
I know, I'm thinking it through. Cut me some slack.
Actually, this is really cruel because she knows that you're on a calorie-based diet.
Yeah, I'm getting hungrier as we speak. Yep. I mean, I do like a rich tea biscuit in tea, but then I'd always choose a digestive over a rich tea. I like a custard cream. I really like the crunch creams.
Never had them.
I think the Fox's Crunch, you'll have had a selection box with the crunch cream in.
Right.
They are like ginger nuts, but custard creams. They are delicious. They're delightful.
Well, I used to, as a kid, off my granddad used to get a box of Jacob's crackers every Christmas because it had my name on it. Every Christmas.
God, do you know what? I've never considered you a Jacob.
I am a Jacob officially.
Because that doesn't always mean the same anymore.
No.
Just to be a Jake, you don't have to be a Jacob.
Yep. But I don't like Jacob, and I don't like my full name either.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
I don't like my middle name.
Fair. You've got a terrible name. No, I'm joking. I was just realising, you know what, I was just like, that's fair, because I was agreeing with you. I just realised I sounded like an absolute... This
is the podcast where you just sound like an ass in your head.
I'll be a good old jammy dodger.
Fair enough. Oh, you just remind me of the jam dodger traffic line on Hallam FM.
Or should I be a Pink Panther? Just to bring a little bit of flamboyance into the room.
Fair enough.
I am a thespian, as you've said before. What are we even chatting about? Fine. Sophie, I'll be a Pink Panther. Does that make you happy? Am I allowed to answer it that way? Right. Should we talk about Sheffield Wednesday?
We'll find out
eventually?
next week if we get shouted at again.
Yeah. Should we talk about Sheffield Wednesday?
Yeah.
Right. So, I was streaming this one.
Yep.
Sheffield Wednesday. Hang on. Before we do that, because Soph's in the next room, obviously watching something. I've just had a message come through going, "You are clearly a Pink Panther."
Fair enough.
I've talked that loud. Right. So, Sheffield Wednesday in midweek, streaming this one. Sheffield Wednesday went 2-0 up against Burton, and then we went to 2-2, and it was like, oh, is it going to happen again? It didn't. Sheffield Wednesday absolutely battered Burton and showed what Wednesday can be. Talk us through it, Jake.
Really impressed with, considering they managed to get 2-2. We didn't let our head down, drop, which is something we were doing a while back, and now it seems like that rock gone, but we started really well. Positive, looking decent. I thought both their goals were poor defensive errors and a little bit Bailey Peacock fellow errors, because I think he could have done better on a couple on those, especially for the second one. He just didn't move. He was just like a statue, which annoyed me. But it was good to see us then pick up pace. Really good display by Patterson. 3-3. Good goal. After the game, we found out he scored that one for his mum, who's now cancer-free, which is brilliant to hear.
Yeah, all the best to him and his family.
Because if people remember when he first started the season, he was bald and he looked like a real thug.
Yeah, and we said it at the time and didn't know the reason, so yeah.
Yeah.
Egg on face,
and then
yeah.
Johnson with an absolute screamer. It really was a good shot.
Name
and
off.
Then, name.
The new name.
Yeah.
Name
Yep.
off.
And then Barry Bannon just to seal it. And Barry Bannon, at the minute, it's the one part of his game I've always said he lacks his goals. And he seemed to have done it. But we're playing him further forward. I think for years we've all said he needs to play that attacking midfielder, not the
Just saying.
Yeah.
The one person who was saying maybe move him a little bit further forward. Go back to the earlier podcast this season when we were talking about all these midfielders coming in. Oh,
yep.
I'm going to be that guy.
Yeah, I told
what
you
was I saying?
You said play him further forward.
I said play him as the cam.
Yep. And it's working.
In front of the midfield too. Play him as the third midfield in front of those. He can score goals.
And to be fair, that's been the one thing that's been missing from Barry Bannon's game for the last couple of seasons. He popped up now and again, but I think this is his best scoring season he's had with us. Granted, some people thought it could be in League One. It's like, yeah, but he's still scoring. You're still going to make the effort.
Some people also drink paint, so we don't have to also consider the fact that people won't be happy with anything at all. So just
Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank, I also saw, wasn't happy with this. He had a rant saying how the referee did him over and it wasn't a good reffing display for kind of thing. Right. Yeah.
Had nothing to do with only their 2 shots on target being their only 2 goals.
Yep.
And their first goal. Could you even consider it a shot on target? It just bumbled its way through, didn't it? Yeah. I don't mind Burton, and I don't mind Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank, but he was talking crap at the end of that.
Yeah, he complained about the penalty that they didn't get about pushing and throwing and saying that there was a foul in the box.
We beat them 5-2. I understand if it's a 1-goal sort of thing, but they equalised and then didn't hold on, and we put 3 past them.
And he said, if Burton knew what we were like a couple of months ago, you go for broke, the head go. But it's a different Wednesday in that sense of how we play when we go well.
Yeah, 19 shots for Wednesday, 6 on target, 8 corners, 11 fouls. Bit of a physical game there. They had 9 fouls though, so it's not like it wasn't tit for tat on that one. Right.
Yeah.
So that was Wednesday on high. Can't do anything wrong. Q Saturday.
Well, I'm going to use the soundboard now, which I've got at the right sound for you.
Oh, God. I can't. Yeah. Is it actually at a volume we can hear this time?
Yes, it is. So I've just done the soundboard. Hopefully it works this time. But this was an absolute horror fest for Wednesday. Go down early doors. Superly easy goal for the first one as well. Really easy. No defending whatsoever. And I've noticed something. When we go against physical teams, we really struggle. We can't get the flow right. They seem to know how to box the midfield out. And then the only thing that you had going in the game was that we were bombing forward. And we were trying to make chances, but nothing was sticking. The go-to, we do level it, right? And it's a damn good goal. And the more impressive is the run by Johnson.
Right, Marvin Johnson. I'm sorry for anything I ever said at the start of the season, man. Like when you were being played as a centre back, right? But like, just having a player that can cross a ball
just
like
beat
that
the man.
again. Yeah, beat your man, cross the ball, and Berahino's volley as well. I think a lot was on the run and the cross, but like for him to come in at speed and actually not mess that up.
Play on a bit of confidence.
When we equalised, I was like, come on, back in it now. And
you felt like there was a chance of getting back into it, but we didn't manage to make anything else. Like that was our one shot on target the entire game. And then they get this second goal. It's a lovely goal. It's a very good goal if you've not seen it. And then Marquis 7-6. That was it, done. And it's done dusted.
Right. I think the problem was the third goal, which just Wednesday switching off.
Yeah.
Again,
we haven't done for a while.
Yeah. We need to. I think this is the time where it's good that Iorfa's coming back from injury because now it's time to be like, right, okay, that wasn't good, was it? We've got an excuse to bring him back in.
And for the first goal, there was a big injury concern on Hutch because he went down holding it back. So it'll be interesting to see if they take him easy in training this week. The nice thing for us, I think, is having a week where we're at the training ground.
Yeah.
Well, depends how you look at it. Because I said that to them the other day and they made a joke about injury and I told them to shut up.
Well, I just think it's a good week for, as you were saying, it's a good week for rest. It's good. A good time to reset and go, right, okay, so what went wrong? Let's fix it. And I don't, some fans were waiting to have a moan again. They were waiting for that, but I'm in that process now of like, it's one game. If it carries on, it carries on, but we bounced straight back after Rotherham, right?
We did.
Wasn't a good day at Lincoln. I'm a bit concerned about it because Lincoln have not done very well this season, right? So it was going to be, but have we all of a sudden become Lincoln's rivals? Because some of the stuff I was seeing on social media, I like
weird.
Lincoln.
I like Lincoln as well.
I like the ground.
I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's gone on where we hate each other as a fan base with them because there was a lot of issues in the crowd.
I don't think you do a pre-season friendly with a rival. Do you know what I mean? We did one a couple of seasons ago. It was lovely.
It was weird because there was a whole...
nearly knocked Steve Bruce out. Carry on.
Oh yeah, I remember that. But it's that whole situation where we did have last season when a team was in form, or out of form, should I say. They'd come to us and then they'd pick the form back up. But it was weird because we were the informed team. Yeah. We were like top of the form table, everything going fine, and it's a bit of a sucker blow because we had that good February, but bear in mind we had 2 games called off in February. We still had a lot of games, and I think Darren Moore said, I don't know if it was too many games on the bin, but at the same time, he said that shouldn't be an issue though. We should be able to see these out.
Here's the problem, right? If you just look at the stats, it tells the tale because the cutting edge wasn't there for Wednesday. Wednesday dominated possession, which is what we did. I like seeing us dominate possession. We had 61% possession. Again, I say it all the time, possession isn't everything. It's important though. We had 15 shots to their 14.
Yep.
The difference is 9 of theirs were on target. 1 of ours was. And guess which one that was?
The one we scored.
The one we scored. So we had 7 corners to their 8. And they were very physical. They had 12 fouls to our 8. So it was very much a case of Wednesday should have been in control of that game, but again, it's the clinical nature. And that is probably where you do miss having striking options to come on and sort
Gregory did come on, though.
Yeah,
Gregory did come on, make a bit of a handful. Fully not fit.
Fully fit. Yeah. You need fully fit, like, potentially start Berahino and Gregory and try and get a partnership there. I don't know if it would work, but I'd like to see it.
I'd like to see what would happen with that kind of thing. That would be interesting. I think Berahino Windass worked well. But
I think actually someone like Windas's pace, and I'm not mocking you, Windas's pace in a game like that where it is physical could unlock it a little bit more as well. Gives you another option.
Look at Marvin Johnson's run. It unlocked it. It showed it. And fair play to them. They had a game plan. They stuck to it and they got all 3 points. And it's just a shame because other game didn't go our way.
No. Let's talk about those other games. So Tuesday night, there was Shrewsbury-Rotherham, which was 0-0. Portsmouth-Oxford was 3-2. That actually did go our way because Oxford lost there. Wycombe-Cambridge. Wycombe won 3-0. Not ideal for us on that one. The Saturday matches, this wasn't as good for us in general. I'll read you all the matches now. So Gillingham versus Bolton. Bolton won 3-0. Oxford beat Burton 4-1. Portsmouth beat Accrington Stanley 4-0. Rotherham lost to MK Dons 2-1, and then Rotherham were at home there. Crew
and MK Dons were down to 10 men.
I didn't know that. Fair enough. Crew and Wycombe was 3-1. Wigan, which again is not good for us. Wimbledon was 1-0 to Wigan. Charlton Sunderland ended 0-0, so that wasn't too bad. Cheltenham Doncaster. Cheltenham beat Doncaster 4-0. They're down now, aren't they? They've got to be. Plymouth Morecambe. Plymouth beat Morecambe 2-0. Cambridge beat Cambridge and Shrewsbury. Shrewsbury drew 0-0.
You know what's annoying about that Crew Wycombe game?
Go on.
Louis Wing, 100th minute.
Fair enough. You could have done a bit more of that for us. It'd have been all right, wouldn't it?
Aye.
Is there a reason why my laptop's not plugged in? Hang on. Hang on. There we go. Wonderful. I'll go back to the podcast now. Right.
That could have gone awkward.
Hopefully
James Don.
break everything. Yeah. More a case of the recording on the back end. Hopefully there's a camera to this. If not, it might be audio for me today. Wednesday are in 6th. 61 points. Joint 6th with Wycombe.
Yeah.
Hang on. Let me get my specs on. They
got better goal difference.
They do. I have forgot how to actually do everything ever. There we go. Hang on. I'm a boomer. Hang on. Right. So, matches played. Wednesday have played 35, so we've still got a game in hand on Wycombe.
Yeah. We still got that Accrington Stanley game.
Yep. Oxford in 4th. They are 4 points ahead of us, but we've got 2 games in hand on them. As do other teams around. Oxford have played quite a few, but Oxford have played the matches they're supposed to have played this season. That's why.
The thing is, you look at that table, and if you've not got it in front of you, look at the goal difference alone. That's the bit that's letting us down.
I mean, Wycombe have only got one more goal than us, but the Oxford and the MK Dons have got 23. Oxford have got 24. We got 13. You know. Sunderland have got 14 underneath it. Yeah, Rotherham are out of this, man. They're on 76 points.
They're up.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're on 76 points. Wigan are on 72. Wigan are technically catchable if they don't win their games in hand, but they've got 2 games in hand on quite a few teams. They've got 1 game in hand on us. MK Dons play 36, 69 points. So MK Dons are in the mix to be caught. We're not too far behind them.
It goes to the end of the season.
It does. It very much does. Plymouth look like they've got 2 games in hand. Plymouth actually had 2 games. That's the worrying thing now. Plymouth's 2 games in hand. Their 1 game in hand could put them ahead of us.
Yeah.
So technically, we're in a bit of trouble there. Because Sunderland are 1 point behind us. They've got 1 more match played, so they're not really our threat. It's Plymouth. Plymouth were creeping up on Sunderland, but now technically, they could creep up on us.
But then again, Ipswich, if they go on a little run, they could do it as well. I think from 9th upwards even, you could see them probably make a push.
Well, if you're going to say Ipswich are in the match mix, you've got to say Portsmouth are in the mix.
I don't know, but yeah, true.
Because they've got 2 games in hand on Ipswich. I wouldn't count Ipswich in this. But you can. I mean, you would say that, wouldn't you? They're only 5 points off the playoffs.
Yeah.
And they've got 36 games played, so they haven't got the games in hand that the other teams have. Yet they're in it. The top 10 are in it, man.
Makes an interesting end to the season.
It does. I just don't want it to be too interesting. I'd rather it just be comfortable playoffs so I can enjoy the final or just enjoy a weekend in London when I've booked a hotel and I can't refund it.
Yeah.
Right, so this is from the Star. into the news, by the way. So, quote, Sheffield Wednesday make backroom staff appointment official as former Bradford City and West Brom figure joins the club. Wayne Jacobs, a former teammate of Moore's from their time together at Bradford City, has joined as a second assistant manager, having helped the club on a voluntary basis at various stages throughout the campaign. The 53-year-old Sheffield-born Wednesdayite started life as an Owls player and has made a handful of appearances under Howard Wilkinson before forging a career elsewhere in Yorkshire, most notably with the Bantams, where he became a club icon. Jacobs worked with Moore at West Brom and had been seen as a likely candidate to replace Paul Williams in a coaching role last summer. He had been spotted in Wednesday dugouts on a number of occasions throughout the campaign and has now made the position official. We've committed him to the football club and he's got a more senior role, Moore said. He knows me, he knows how I work and the dynamics in terms of being on the pitch and helping me structure the team and work with the team. It's a part-time role. He comes in 3 or so days a week to lend his support, but we're forever in constant contact. I'm sorry, my words today, guys. When he's not at the club, we're on the phone. When he's not at the club, we're on the phone. Use your expression isn't right, James. Back into the quote. This is from the article still. The appointment adds another official appointment to Moore's Wednesday Revolution with the likes of Smith, goalkeeping coach Basso, and fitness chief Rob Lee, having been specially chosen by the Owls boss in recent months. Jacobs grew up a Wednesday fan, only proves his passion for the club, Moore said. It is understood that the coach will balance his Wednesday commitments with the running of his children's charity, 1 in a Million, based in Bradford. Oh, this is a long article. Moore continued, I wanted him to get a feel of it, and it's full circle for him. Wednesday was at the club where he started. He grew up in Sheffield and all his family are Wednesday. To have him back is great. There's a bit more in the article, but I gave a lot of that one. Sorry, Cran. Right, so... If you want a bit more of his background, he's played for Wednesday, Hull, Rotherham, Bradford and Halifax, and he's worked with Moore before, so I can't see this being an issue. I think
it makes a lot of sense.
It's weird being a second assistant manager. I didn't know that bit. I was like, really?
I thought it was a different kind of role, because I read somewhere where you were going to be talking more with the board and stuff, and being that link in between board and Moore. Kind of thing. So when Moore wanted something, he would. But I think having someone who's a lifelong Wednesdayite is the right appointment in that sense, because it's really good to have that kind of. You're not got to sell the club to someone. It's like, it's Sheffield Wednesday. I've been here before. I grew up supporting it. I play for them. You don't need to sell me it.
You care, don't you? Like, there's a massive difference to me. Like, even when I know this is virtual or whatever. But you take over a club on Football Manager or something, right? I know this is different, but like, I know it's different, but bear with me, right? And you manage a club and you do really well with them. But then you get an offer from Wednesday or something and you're like, I've got so many better offers. But you see that little badge and you see those words Sheffield Wednesday and you're like, yeah, but that's home, innit?
I got to take that.
That's home though, innit?
Yeah.
You got to get involved no matter what. There's just that feeling. When it's Wednesday, and that's what you need in the club. Yeah,
we've been needing that for a while. It reminds me a lot of when we had Paul Smith, the physio, when we scored that goal at Rotherham. He ran to Kieran Lee. He literally ran because he's a lifelong Wednesday fan. He knew what it meant to win in a derby, and I think we've missed those kind of people at the club for a while. And I think having them around is gonna, in theory, help the players more and more. And then if you've got young players coming through, you've got someone who can go, I can tell you what it's like, this and this. And I think having someone like Palmer still here, who's been here all his career, knowing what it's like.
6 years, yeah.
Yeah. And then Barry Bannon, with how he's fallen in love with the club, and he said in an interview, it's home. This is home for him. It's not a case that he was looking for somewhere to settle down and play football. And he got that here, and it's... Yeah. Those kind of things help, and I think it's those kind of things we've not had for a while.
Definitely. Yeah, I agree. End of that topic, but sidestep. Barry Bannon on Football Manager, by the way. He was being all right getting the last season of his contract with me. I was like, this is not Barry Bannon. He should have a love as a club trait. Because, like, he was being... I was like... trying to offer him a coaching role after but because I'd not played him much and I'd not agreed to give him another contract in the last season when he was like 35 or 34 or 35 or whatever. I mean, we were top half at Championship pushing.
Yeah.
I wasn't impressed with Football Manager. I was like, Barry Bannon would not do this.
Well, you know the story with Paolo Nutini, don't you? He went into the Celtic dressing room shaking the player's hand. He wouldn't shake one of the player's hand. And he's like, what you done that for? What do you mean? You're not shaking his hand. He said, he'd been an arse in Football Manager. That's why I'm not shaking his hand, because he'd been an absolute in the game. And he didn't realise when he got past it, gone, oh yeah, I should have shook his hand, shouldn't I?
Yeah, definitely. Because there is a line, man. Come on, I enjoy video games, but come on. Right, anyway. Sheffield Wednesday boss Darren Moore, just in case you didn't know who he was, has been speaking to the Wednesday website, talking about top 6 hopes, things like that. This is a quote from the website. After the most recent game, which we won't talk about, he says, I haven't seen the table yet, but our target was getting into the top 6. That's where we've been, and that's where we want to stay. Yes, there will be setbacks, but we have bounced back before, and we will bounce back again. We played well, but lost against Oxford. We played very well against Rotherham and lost. We have played not so well against Lincoln and lost, and I fully expect this group of players to bounce back against Cambridge. So this is kind of like setting up for the Cambridge match. Is this sort of a crucial bounce back moment? Just wanted to talk while the match was still fresh in our mind. Yes, pretty much.
Yeah, yeah. And this is the only problem I've got with the games that I can see us playing in the fixture list, because the teams right at the bottom are scrapping, and I don't want Wednesday to go into that mentality of it's just Cambridge or it's just Gillingham. We need to go, no, these are the teams we need to beat to stay in this race. We have a habit as a club of going, we'll beat the people who are top and around us in the bigger clubs, and then it comes to the smaller clubs, we'll not play that well. That mentality needs to change.
Yeah, and I think we have. I think that has worked. You know, that has. You look at the fixtures. We have started to get them over the line a little bit more. And actually, if anything, we've taken those matches of let's show off here and show what we can do. And Barry Banners throwing screamers, that sort of thing. And I prefer that. That's how it should be. You come up against the less favourable teams in the league. You show off. Yeah, you have a bit more. You play with a bit more freedom.
You had that flair to just try things.
Yeah, but you don't think, oh, this is going to be easy. You still work hard, but once you've got your goal, you start turning on the style a little bit.
It'll be interesting to see what we do in terms of defence, considering we've got Iorfa back and Dunkley back. Will we have to start seeing a bit more rotation? Because Jordan Story doing amazingly well since he's coming out. He's the main reason that we're in the position we're in right now. I think we don't get Story. We're not where we are.
We needed a stabilisation at the back, didn't we? And we didn't have any centre-backs, so bringing centre-backs in was always going to be a big thing. And we've still got Holly Dean and that to come back. If he actually does come back, we'll see. Next story is, again, from the Star this week. I don't really want to talk about this one too much, because I do feel like, I'm not saying it's a non-story, it's not should be something to be written about, because it's factual, it's a write-up worthy of a write-up. But I don't know if I'm like,
there's not much happened with the fan interaction ever since the whole situation happened with one group.
Yeah, so I'll just read a bit of the article. It says, the latest Think fan engagement study carried out by Fan Insight centres on data collected during the 2021 season. It was released this week and put the Owls in 64th place out of the 92 clubs that participated in the EFL last season. It is a steep rise from the 2019-20 report released in May last year that saw Wednesday ranked as the second lowest club in the EFL, ahead of only Swindon Town, who stay bottom, end quote. So this is basically just like a ranking of how fans can interact with their clubs and that sort of thing, and we've had the panels and trusts and things like that. You're
meant to do them by the thing. They are meant to happen, but for some reason, and I don't understand why they've not happened now, because Chansiri's been in the country. It's not like he'd had to do it virtually. He's been in. I think there's still that bit of reluctancy from Chansiri to fans, because he don't want to be asked about why are we not spending this, why are we not doing this kind of thing. It got to be about how we improve the experience for the fans and stuff like that, and I think that's what he wants it to be. I think too many times he's done these and it's been the running of the club, the running of this. It's like, I understand you want to have that information thrown at you, but there's only so much Chansiri that's actually going to tell you without repeating the same thing.
Well, we read the notes. We used to read the notes of these panels when they came out, right? So when we were reading the notes and we brought them on the podcast, we were saying these aren't the questions that even the people on the panel want to ask. At the start, it was sort of like, oh, I think they were playing nice with Chansiri, trying to build it all up. And then when I realised it's all going to be that, I was like, oh, okay. So the questions can't get asked because he just wants to know what we want, what kind of beer we want at the ground.
You might as well just send out an email survey.
Yeah. That was pretty much the vibe, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So,
and that's no disrespect to Chansiri. Just...
no disrespect to the panel or anything like that. But I was like, this is vast, sort of like something that's probably not worth the time if we can't put the questions to it. And then there was all the drama with one of the supporters trust getting removed off it and asked to step down and all. It's just
that's where it stopped.
Yeah. Because this is a report from back then, I don't think we'll rank so highly when the actual this season stuff comes out because all the drama seems to have kicked off this season, hasn't it? So
yeah.
Moving on. George Byers has got Sheffield Wednesday Player of the Month.
Well deserved.
This is from the club website. The midfield man was ever present last month and scored 3 times to help us pick up victories over Morecambe, Burton and Charlton. Our win over Morecambe at Hillsborough was Byers' first league appearance since November when we defeated MK Dons 2-1. The 25-year-old has scooped the February award with 55% of the vote from our fans via our official website. Thousands of supporters had their say while Byers has taken the honours. There are special mentions for Jordan Storey, Marvin Johnson, Barry Bannon and Massimo Luongo, who all attracted a healthy percentage of the vote. End quote. I think Byers was standout last season. We were talking about him coming from nowhere. I think Marvin Johnson's going to get it this season. This month even. He'd be my vote so far, and that's just off the back end of February and start of if he keeps it up. He's my front runner at the minute. Even though you do have an argument for Barry Bannon because of his performance.
It's interesting that since we lost Fizz, we had someone who was chomping at the bit, ready to come in, and he's shown it. Because we were all questioning where does he play because we hadn't seen enough. We now see what he can do, and it's hard to shift that midfield 3 now. Because they are the first names on the...
Squad depth and rotation is going to be something we need to utilise, though. So the fact that we've got that now...
And Fizz is back.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. With Fizz back, having that rotation is essential.
The one player I don't think we got cover for is Mass.
There was also a time when we used to chuck Iorfa in the midfield, and he played all right there.
Yeah.
So, more as an anchor, and coming out of the defence.
They're more like versatile players.
Exactly. And Patterson could probably play centre mid as well.
Patterson can play wherever you like. You don't care.
He plays where he wants. Right. Barry Bonnan. Barry Bonnan. Barry Bannon has been nominated for a PFA award, again from the Wednesday website. The Owl skipper is named alongside 5 players from League One with... I
just seen this list of names. He ain't getting it.
I can't see the list of names because I think you've just bloody deleted the list of names. Oh, it's there.
I haven't. How dare you? I ain't deleted anything.
There we go. Right. the list of names are Barry Bannon, Amadou Bakayoko, Alfie May, Cameron Brannigan, Ross Stewart and Callum Lang all vying for the award. For League One, I'm sorry, I think it's Barry Bannon.
It'll be Brannigan or May for me.
Yeah, it will, but it's Barry Bannon.
Oh, Barry Bannon of the Wednesday, yeah, but he won't.
Because he scores screamers and he's a Rolls Royce. It's Barry Bannon. You
don't do tap-ins.
The Talking Wednesday Award. Sod them, they don't play for Wednesday. It's Barry Bannon. So go to the PFA.
Go vote.
Go to the Wednesday website. There's a vote thing there. You can vote for Barry Bannon. Let's do it. Let's climb him up them ranks. He's a good lad, is Barry Bannon.
He is.
I say lad like he's not older than me. Right.
Older than you.
Yeah, he is, isn't he?
He is.
Right. Much, yeah, he is. Yeah.
Yes, he is.
So
you really are tired if I'm doing better math than you.
Well, no, I feel crippled. I don't feel crippled, mate. I'm sorry. I know you're walking around with a cane, but I just feel like I'm falling apart at the minute, so I feel older. Right. Community topics.
Hey.
Andy wrote in on the Discord, said, are we now seeing the real squad? With so many changes, we knew it would take them some time to bed in and for the team to gel. Are we there now? And is there still time, to push for the automatics?
I think automatics out of reach. I don't think there's enough. We got to see Wigan and MK Dons properly fall apart. And I can't see it. I can't see it. The only thing is we have to play MK Dons and... Who's the other one? I've forgotten.
I'll have a look in a second. We are 11 points off Wigan, right? Who are in second with 72 points. They have a game in hand on us.
Yeah.
So let's say they win their game in hand. Let's say they're on 75 points. That's a 14-point deficit. That's quite aggressive. And let's have a look how many points there are to play for. Let's just have a look at the fixtures. So there is.
I think we were always going to see this team of what we thought it was going to be. The only difference is for us, unlike a lot of clubs, our injury record this season's just been shocking in positions we just didn't need it. I think you start a season with a fit Windass, we're up there. Because Windass, he came back and he played like a man possessed and he got 4 goals immediately. He's up there.
There's 11 matches, which means there's 33 points to play for, and we are 14 points PM. So automatics aren't gone.
No.
Because we play MK Dons. We play Wycombe.
Yep.
Wigan would have to go on a bit of a derail. I think automatics are out of reach, to be honest, Andy, but it is, technically possible. There's 11 games. That's a lot of points to play for when there's 11 games, because you take the game of hand out of it, with the 14-point thing. They might lose their game in hand as well, so it would make it even less, and that would be a bit more game on. If you think about our run recently, where we just shot up with all the wins, it can happen, and it can equally, if they stumble and just like have a load of draws or 4 draws in a row or something.
We can't over the next couple of games. We can't have another Lincoln. I think if we have another Lincoln, that dents it.
We'd have to win but I would say 95.
Everything.
Pretty much everything if we've got automatics.
Strangest things have happened, but it'll be interesting to see what Darren puts the mantle down to him.
Yeah. We haven't had a good playoff success in a while, so we'll see. We just need to make sure we end up in the bloody playoffs, because that's risky in itself. Again, 33 points to play for. We're not safe in the playoffs. We've got to get the points on the board. Whitey writes in on the Discord, quote, I know Bannon is coming towards the end of his... I don't know why I went, I know Bannon! I know Bannon is coming towards the end of his career, winding down, but he's still got maybe another season left in him before he's a bit part. Where do you put Adeniran in this squad? Because if we go up and Luongo stays by some miracle, Bannon will want to play and try and get us into the Prem. Byers is looking good. Do we keep Adeniran as an impact sub or let him go and get first team football elsewhere? I personally believe he should go elsewhere and we should promote more youths from within. I know Adeniran is young himself, but maybe injury prone.
Thing is, when we started the season, we were all raving about him. He's
23. He's young.
Yeah.
He's young. I wouldn't say. I would say if we went to the Championship and we'd
give him a season in League One.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, but if we're in League One,
Luongo would stay if we went up. But Luongo's injury. You talk about injury prone, mate. Luongo's injury prone himself. Yeah. I want to assess Hunt on his full return as well.
That midfield, we got a lot of positions in. It's where we actually really don't need to look at doing, because one of the things that I completely forgot about the other day is we still got Shadipo to come back.
Yeah, we do. Have you seen Adeniran's full name?
No.
Go on Wikipedia.
Is this one of these names I will never ever want to try and say?
He's just got all of them. He's decided he's collected them like Pokemon. Right. But no, I do think he should be in and around that squad, because I know what you're on about Bannon coming towards the end of his career.
Bloody hell!
I know. He's with Bannon coming towards the end of his career.
You must have hated doing these exams. Please make sure your name spelled correctly. Which one?
I'll try and keep it going. Yeah, I shouldn't have started that, should I? But Mid-table side, Bannon would still be solid in the Championship for probably a couple of seasons. His legs have not really gone because pace isn't really his style either, so it doesn't really matter. He could carry on till, what is he, 33?
Yes, I want to say.
I'll have another quick check, but Barry Bannon could be one of those 36-year-olds, in my opinion.
And he'll stay at Wednesday.
He's 32.
Yeah, he definitely got more in him.
Yeah. Yeah. He's probably got another 4 years of playing if he really wants it. And he looks
when
after
you
himself.
when you hear him talk, I don't think he would mind even if he was a bit time player. He just wants to stay and try and see what he can do.
If we were in the Championship, I reckon he'd be one of those players that'd be amazing to have in the dressing room and bring off the bench in games where you need somebody to come and, if we were going for a playoff push. But again, Wednesday, I think a lot of people are forgetting we're going to have to reset if we get to the Championship. It's going to be a bit of a build there, but the foundations seem in place with Darren Moore, so it'll
be interesting to see what happens next season because we had to do loans this season, and it'll be interesting to see what Darren Moore wants to get in as a permanent player to stay, because we've seen that you can do it with the likes of Byers and Adeniran, convince them this is a place where you want to be, and I think Johnson, yeah, he got the pulling power to get players to buy into what he wants to do. Because there will have been some players who will wanted to get this season, and they're going, "I'm not playing in League One."
Yeah,
but he managed to get Johnson.
You don't want those players, though.
No,
right? The fact that Barry Bannon stepped down to League One, took the responsibility, and is playing in League One. At the end of the day, he just wants to play football.
Everyone always says to me,
that.
Other fans always said Barry Bannon's a cheat code for League One, and he really is.
He is. And that's why I put my flag in that hill when people were being an arse about him and everything has to go through Bannon and all that. They completely misread the fact that we were trying to gel as a team and we needed to build up the gel of the team, which is now clicking because it takes time.
But if you notice,
all our problems are because we try and play everything through Barry Bannon. No, he's trying to make things happen while this team gets to grips with things.
Now Barry Bannon playing further up, it's not going all through him. It's all going through Luongo.
Exactly. It's going through those those two midfielders. They're not really holding midfielders, but they can drop into holding positions. And when we go on the attack, yes, it can go through Barry Bannon, but it also can go to a midfielder who can then lay it off to Marvin Johnson, who can bomb down the wing and put a cross in. Or we've got fullbacks that can overlap. It's.
Would you say we are missing if we had Johnson and say Shadipo on either side? Would that be quite a complete team for you?
I just think of someone like a Jacob Murphy mould.
We're just missing that person, aren't we?
We're missing that, and we're missing like a fully fit Lee Gregory or a Gary Hooper, that sort of strike. We need a striker. We still need a striker. Lee Gregory is pretty decent, but we need a long-term striker.
That'll be top of the list, but
so does every single club in the world.
Yeah,
apart from Man City, who are probably going to buy Harry Kane anyway. But it's.
I'd be happy if next season we go for someone who's a 26, 27-year-old striker who's got a bit of experience. Not like the Lucas Zhao model.
I was going to say, do you mean Lucas Zhao?
Yeah, where we've not...
Now. Yeah. Lucas Zhao now, because Lucas Zhao now is that age and he's got the experience.
That would be funny if he came back.
Nah, he didn't want to. No.
He fell out with Chansiri anyway, so...
I don't think they fell out.
I think he pushed for it, put it that way, and I think... I think
he had a conversation, yeah.
To be fair, let's hope he signs a new deal. Either is he contract up at the end of the season at Reading? Because if it is, does that kill our buyout, our sell-on clause?
Yeah, it would do, yeah.
That'd be typical.
Yeah.
But we just want somebody who's 22, 27, who got the experience and maybe bringing a young striker to excite us a little bit with how they can develop.
Yeah.
You know what
we've got good younger players. There's some people in the academy pulling up some trees, isn't there? So if we manage them right, we just need to do it the right way. I don't even think.
I think under Darren it can be done the right way.
Yeah,
he's already shown he can
finisher. It's nice to have Lee Gregory because he can finish, but it's actually having somebody who's got that instinctive finish in there. Berahino, though, on confidence, he could score some bloody goals, that man. As you've seen, he knows how to score a goal. He just needs to keep that consistency and confidence.
I will be very interested to see what we do with him at the end of the season if we give him another contract.
I don't know if even if at this stage I don't think we would, but I would be okay with it if Darren Moore decided to.
To quote Harry Redknapp when he was trying to sign a striker, when a striker asked for a goal bonus, and he said, "You're a striker, you're there to score the goals. You're not getting a goal bonus. That shouldn't be your incentive."
I'd like to have seen sign of someone like Jermaine Defoe or something just for the season, just because that would have been promotion for us. Jermaine Defoe in our side.
Yeah.
Even at his age.
Just saying,
up front on them
Jamie,
crosses.
you want to go goal for fun?
You are?
Just saying, Jamie, you want to come and go some goal for fun?
Oh, I wondered who you... I was like, what are you on about? Oh, yeah, Vardy. He won't sign for me on Football Manager either.
Who did you sign?
I've got Balogun
from Arsenal.
How
the hell can I say a name and you can't?
He's been on loan for a little while. He's my 20 goal a season man. He is. I've got.
Fair enough.
This is a bit bad. I've got Ben Woodburn behind him. I signed him on a free, but he's bloody good on Football Manager. Aoff is a right back for me now because I've got Mengi from Man U.
Right.
And I've got is he still play for Celtic? He did not. I signed him from Celtic. Juliet. Or
Juliet, I think he is there. I can't remember if he went in January.
Yeah, he's one of my centre backs. Left back, I've got Palmer, but I also have a lad called Costa at left back. I don't know where he came from actually.
He does the T run.
Midfield, I've just put Hunt in. Hunt's been on loan for a couple of seasons, but I've just Barry Bannon's on the decline, so I've put Hunt in there. I alternate him with Adeniran.
Yeah. Who you got in net?
Sluga from Luton.
Keep in real life and all.
Yeah, I signed Sluga on a 4-year deal. He was one of my pricier purchases because I needed a goalkeeper. Actually, no, he wasn't. He was a free, but he was. I don't know if he was. No, he wasn't a free. I got him in a cut price deal because his contract was ending. And then, yeah, I've got a pretty good bench at the minute as well. I did use the cheat code a little bit, just for this first run as I'm getting used to this again. I have made us a affiliate with Man City.
Well, that helps. To be fair, we do have a mini little affiliate with Man U,
yeah,
which I like to see us use a bit more next season.
It's just so I can loan their players if I really need them.
Yeah.
But I don't really do it. I don't really use them. They're all about, no, we're not going back to the Sheffield Wednesday podcast. I'm telling you about my Football Manager. I sold Cameron Dawson this season.
Right.
I've got a young lad on loan in net because my goalkeeping options, I realised I only had Sluga this season. And I've still got no money. Wednesday, I've got no money. I've done all this with no money. 3 seasons in.
You never get any money until you get to Prem now, I've noticed.
No. We went up through the playoffs because I finished 3rd in League One in the first season because I had to rebuild the squad like Moore did. And then I was actually punching well above my weight in the Championship the next season. We were in 5th and 6th for most of it.
Yeah.
And then I just went on a run of absolutely bottling it and we finished 10th. But I was obviously, they were just like, please avoid relegation. So I was trying to, so I finished 10th. This season it's a top half finish and I've got a good side this season. I'm confident of a playoff finish actually, but we'll have to see what
find out next week when
when I get time to play Football Manager. Yeah. It is one of those games that I can just put on though.
Yeah.
I don't have to like sit. I can just literally have got like, oh, you got 30 minutes. Have Football Manager on. You're watching something. Anyway, let's go back to Sheffield Wednesday. We are at the end of the podcast, guys. We just got to talk about the match coming up. So there's no match midweek. There is a match on Saturday, though. Sheffield Wednesday versus Cambridge United.
They did very well against us when we played at their place.
Yep, their last match was a draw, 0-0 with Shrewsbury. They are currently 13th in League One. They are on 45 points. Now, their home record is 7-7-4, 28 points. Away record, 4-5-9, 17 points. They've got a goal difference of -6, so they do concede. Hopefully, they concede many when they face Sheffield Wednesday.
To say they were one of the teams that came up, they've done really well this season.
Yeah, they have. Their kit's hideous though.
Yeah, it is. A friend of mine keeps telling me you need to buy one and wear it on the podcast.
Watch out for Ironside, 12 goals. Sam Smith, 11 goals. So actually, Sam Smith, be more careful of him because 2 of Ironside's goals were penalties. So they can score. So they do seem to have their designated goal scorers there. So we're gonna have to be careful against Cambridge. But yeah, that's about it from me this week. Jake, you got anything to add?
Enjoy the weather. It's going to be sunny for most of the week, I hope. So have fun in it if you can, and just look after yourselves.
Yeah, brilliant. I don't care. No, I of course, have a lovely time with all the craziness going off in the world. Take care of you and yours. Get some sleep because I'm manifesting now. I'm reflecting onto you.
Subscribe to Deckley, getting very close to a big milestone.
If you can sleep, just sleep and do that for me because I currently can't sleep and it's very painful in my brain. Not being able to, because I love sleep. Sleep is fantastic.
Is the monkey in your brain running out of energy?
It's just, I hate getting at the point of the year where you get up after a night's sleep and you're still tired. Yeah. And you start your day going and you've had your caffeine and your coffee and you're still tired. And you're like, for God's sake, I miss being well rested.
But you have got that whole thing.
I'll stop moaning soon.
You're going to have the whole clock change soon, which will be interesting.
That's true. I'm looking for I love summer. I love summer.
Same.
I love it when it comes out. It's the best time of year. Tank top weather, beers in the garden. Typical, basic
English.
British.
Yes.
Yeah. Love it. But yeah, I'm going to go and ruin all my good work with the Mackies now. So
fair enough.
Still in the deficit. When you track it, it don't feel as bad. Anything final to say? Probably not.
If you're new here, subscribe to Dexter's channel. If you're on the video portion, he's getting very close to a big milestone. It'll be good to see him hit it this year because he's working bloody hard with doing the podcast.
I kind of dropped off that, didn't I?
a lot of the behind the scenes stuff, editing this, getting it all done, having to deal with my errors when they're on. He's smashing it. So doing 2 jobs, working his butt off, get him to the 4K.
That's very kind. Thank you very much. Yes, we are close to 4K. I've not really been... 4K is fine for me. I think this channel will probably get 5K one day, and that's fine. I don't need any more. You know, when it's not my job and it's not my income, it's like one of those where it's like, I'm happy with that. Because there will be times in Wednesday's career where it piques the interest and I will get more subscribers. So I reckon I'll probably like bottom out at 500, but I'm 5,000, but I'm quite content with that. 4,000 this year will be lovely, and we'll see where we go from that. But yes. Take care, guys. We'll see you in the next episode of Talking Wednesday.
See ya.